This is a severe weather alert from forecaster Nicholas Snyder.
A tornado warning has been issued for portions of central and southern Ashtabula County right now. Area of rotations just to the north of Orwell, right along here. And in fact, let me turn on the smoothing here. There we go. What we're looking at right now, let's remind you of everything that we're looking at. In the top left, we're looking at precipitation mode. This is able to tell us where the where the precipitation is falling within the storm. Down here we have wind mode. This is velocity. This tells us the speed and direction of the wind. Red is wind going away from the radar. Green is wind going toward the radar. And in fact, I should turn on the storm relative velocity because this will be able to tell us or give us more of an idea of what's going on here. In fact, there we go. We'll get this on storm relative velocity, and we'll get the storm motion from the warning and get it updated here. And here we go. Here's our area of rotation just between New Lime Station and Orwell. You're seeing this on the derived product right here, right along. This would be State Route 45 near Orwell. This is able to tell us, based on the wind velocity, what the winds are doing within the storm, how there's rotation in the storm. Again, just to the north of Orwell. And right over here, this is called correlation coefficient. This is able to tell us if there's any tornadic debris within the storm. Right now, we're not seeing any tornadic debris as of now. However, we may be seeing it. That's not to say a tornado won't drop within the next few minutes. So that could definitely change. So keep that in mind as we're going throughout the day right now. Just near Orwell. So let's put a track here. Again, here's our area of rotation. This little couplet right here, just to the west of State Route 45. It's just going to skirt to the south of New Lime Station within the next 2 or 3 minutes right now. If you are in New Lime Station, be sure to be in your tornado safe place. Basement if you have one. If no basement is available, an interior room on the lowest floor of that sturdy site-built structure. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as you possibly can. Stay there until we can sound it all clear. It'll be eventually crossing US 6 within the next, I'd say, 10 minutes or so. Then eventually State Route 11 within the next 10 to 15 minutes or so as well. And my apologies, this is our area of rotation right in here. See, we'd be looking for, this is our area of rotation. My apologies, I'm having trouble with this right now, but here's our area of rotation. So the red and the green right next to each other, with the line separating them, parallel to where the radar is scanning. Right in here, again, red is going toward the radar, green is going toward the radar, red is going away from the radar. So it's actually right here. This is quite a noisy velocity image right here. Which is good. That's a good sign. We don't want to see anything in the way of strong tornadic rotation, obviously, because we don't want to see a tornado being dropped right now. But right in here, again, just to the east of Orwell, it's very, very broad and weak rotation. So again, that's the good sign. We want to see that. With this. Again, moving off to the east, it'll be out of the state within the next 15 minutes, and then we'll see what Cleveland decides to do as it goes into Crawford County, Pennsylvania. But again, about to cross US 6. Let's use our derived product because this will be able to tell us a little bit better where the rotation is right now. Don't worry about this. This is not tornadic debris showing up right now. This is lighter rain and smaller raindrops mixing in with larger raindrops. So don't worry too much about this. This is not a tornadic debris signature. But this is our velocity couplet right in here. We see that on the derived product. That's the best way to see it right in there. And it'll be crossing State Route 11 within the next 5 or so minutes. Just to the north of Andover. If you're in Andover, you want to get to your tornado safe place. US 6 within the next 15 minutes or so, and then eventually skirting to the north of Mosquito Creek Reservoir and into Crawford County, PA. So if you're in any of those cities I just mentioned, basement if you have one. If no basement is available, interior room on the lowest floor of that sturdy site-built structure. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as you possibly can. Remain in that safe place until we can sound an all clear. If you're in a mobile home, exit that mobile home, get to a tornado safe place. If you are in a vehicle, driving along State Route 11 between really Dorset and all the way down to US 6 here, or excuse me, US 322 just to the east of Orwell, you have options. You want to pull over at the nearest exit, because this is a freeway. I know, I've traveled State Route 11 many times, so this is a freeway, so pull over at the nearest exit. Go to a nearby gas station, convenience store, restaurant, or any place you could get any kind of food. Stay there until we can sound that all clear. If you are in a mobile home, execute a severe weather awareness plan. Again, that puts you within that tornado safe place, a nearby business or site-built structure within about 5 minutes of your location. Again, stay there until we can sound it all clear. That tornado warning, again, is in effect until... let me look at this. My apologies. This is in effect until 2:15 p.m., so we still have about 15 minutes with this. The severe thunderstorm watch, I do want to mention, has been canceled for the western portions as the cold front is moving out of the state. But again, primary threat is that tornado warning. We have severe thunderstorm warnings elsewhere along this strong line of storms, I should say, going all the way down into eastern Ohio and all the way down into coming into West Virginia quite shortly. So again, be sure to be indoors and away from windows if you're under that severe thunderstorm warning. But again, the primary threat right now is that tornado warning. Our area of rotation, again, winds going toward away from the radar, winds going toward the radar. We'll turn back on our storm relative velocity so you can see this better. That's our weak area of rotation. I can't stress this enough. This is very, very weak, broad rotation. Now moving over State Route 11, just about to cross, I should say, State Route 11 within the next, I'd say, minute or so. So please do not be driving along State Route 11 right now. Not a good idea, as well as US 6 at State Route 11. Definitely want to stay away from that intersection. Coming up on Andover relatively soon. As I mentioned earlier, if you're in Andover, you need to be in that tornado safe place. Basement if you have one. If no basement is available, interior room on the lowest floor of that site-built structure. Put as many walls between you and the outside of world as you possibly can. Be away from windows. Stay there till we can sound it all clear. Bring in any type of cushioning as well to protect yourself. If you're in a mobile home, execute a severe weather plan that puts you in a safe place within about the next 5 minutes of your location. If you're in Andover, if you're along State Route 11 and US 6 west of Andover, now is not the time. You should already be there. But if you are in Andover and points east, you want to execute that plan now. If you're driving along State Route 11 and US 6 near Andover, along with State Route 7 near Andover, what you want to do, pull over at the nearby gas station, convenience store, restaurant. Stay there until we can sound an all clear, and once we can sound an all clear, we will. Let's sound some all clears right now. Orwell, New Lime Station, we can sound it all clear. Your tornado threat is over. You're still going to have gusty winds with this, but your tornado threat at the moment is over. Tornado threat is moving now into Andover along State Route 11. Dorset, I believe we can sound it all clear. It'll be just to the south of you. Pierpont as well, we can sound it all clear. I would say if you're north of downtown Andover on US 6 and State Route 7, I still want you to be in your safe place if you're close enough to Andover where you consider yourself in an Andover address. And then it'll eventually be moving out of the state into Crawford County, Pennsylvania within the next 15 minutes. So if you're there, make sure, again, you get in that tornado safe place. We're getting very strong gusty winds with this too. 59 miles an hour at 12,000 meters above ground level. So this is quite astonishing, these wind gusts right here. Excuse me, 1,200 meters above ground level. Quite impressive. Could be mixing down to the surface as well, which is what we've definitely been seeing. These are low-top thunderstorms, keep in mind. So that's what we've been definitely seeing. But again, the primary threat is that tornado threat. That inflow and that outflow created some nice little spinning of the air, and that's what generated the tornadic rotation. It's right here again in Andover. Let's go back to our storm relative velocity so you could see it better. just to the west of Andover, here's our couplet. It is very broad. That's the good news. Let's remind everybody of what we're looking at here. Top left is precipitation mode. This is able to tell us where it's raining in the storm. Top right, this is storm relative velocity. This is able to tell us what the winds are doing within the storm. When you get these greens, where winds going toward the radar, and these reds going away from the radar, that's where you get that spin up. It's very broad rotation, and as I say that, Cleveland just canceled the tornado warning, so we can sound it clear for everybody, but make sure you are still indoors and away from windows with this thunderstorm. Very gusty winds are being produced. But for now, I'm Nicholas Snyder. Make it a great Sunday. I'll keep you updated later if anything comes up, but again, I'm Nicholas Snyder. Make it a great Sunday.